In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to configure and use the switch node in your n8n workflow. We will go through a step-by-step guide to make sure that you understand every aspect of its setup and functionality. So, let's jump right in. To begin with, you'll want to locate the switch node within the node panel of your n8n environment. Simply drag the node into your workflow. This will be our starting point for creating conditional logic, allowing data to be routed based on specific criteria. Next, you'll need to configure the node itself. Clicking on the switch node will open up its configuration panel where all the customization happens. Once in the configuration panel, you'll notice that there are two modes to choose from: rules mode and expression mode. In rules mode, you can set up multiple defined conditions to handle different scenarios. Expression mode, in contrast, allows for a single expression, which might suit more straightforward cases. For our guide, we'll focus primarily on rules mode for a comprehensive understanding. The switch node comes with default outputs, but these can easily be tailored to your needs. Whether you want to add more outputs or remove any that aren't necessary for your use case, this flexibility ensures the node meets your exact workflow requirements. Running through how to add routing rules in rules mode, you begin by selecting a field from the incoming data. This field will serve as the basis for your decision-making logic. For example, you might want to differentiate data based on priority or type. Once you've selected the field, it's crucial to specify the data type, such as string or number, to ensure the values are compared correctly. You'll then choose a comparison operator that best suits the condition you want to evaluate. Options include is equal, contains, or is less than, each offering a different method for comparison. After selecting the operator, input the specific comparison value to check against your incoming data. To keep everything organized, it's a great idea to rename each output to something descriptive. Naming them clearly, like high priority or shoes, for instance, will help you easily identify what condition it represents later on. It's essential to test the node to verify that your conditions are functioning as intended. This involves running your workflow with test data to ensure the data is routed to the correct outputs according to the criteria you've set. This step helps catch any issues or oversights before you deploy the workflow in a live environment. Finally, once you're satisfied with how the switch node is working, you can connect its outputs to other nodes in your workflow. Each path can represent different actions that should be taken based on the conditions you've defined, allowing for diverse and dynamic data processing scenarios. By following these steps, you'll have a solid understanding of how to use the switch node in n8n. It's a powerful tool that opens up endless possibilities for customizing the flow of your data based on specific criteria. I hope this guide has been helpful, and you feel ready to implement what you've learned in your own workflows.